What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today we're gonna be looking at a little game of poker that I played yesterday. So it's gonna be my hands this time. So I took, it was a 10,000 player field. I took 60 plays for around almost 2,000 bucks. So it was okay. I wish I ran a bit deeper, just a bit deeper, like first or second. But so close. Alright,
That's good score, dude. Was 109 buy-in?
it's like, no, it's 20 buy-ins.
I said 109.
Yeah, it's a 109 and
Okay.
then around 20 buy-ins. So let's see.
Yeah,
how
you won 120 buy-in. Sweet. Very nice.
I make the call here. I'm not too sure about this call. What do you guys think?
Fold.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fold.
Snap fold. Snap fold, dude.
That's not low, we fold.
Yeah, I want to fold here, especially if it's even if it's a call at 100. Like, it'll be worse at 200 given that we're out of position. I want more. I want suited.
I don't call that any stacked up except maybe
Yeah.
like first. If I'm like at 20, I might stick a blind in, but
2.2 you're folding there, much less 3, I think.
Exactly. For 3, it's really scary. 200 big blinds out of position. Super scary.
That's on the charts, dude. You should know that.
Oh, I don't know them perfectly.
Oh, why not? We've been doing it for 2 years.
Or longer. Right,
Yeah,
right,
maybe.
right. So I should have folded.
All
Now
right.
he goes for pot and I'm like.
now you're gonna check
yeah.
raise. I know he bets pot.
I
Oh,
would,
dude, this is so gross.
yeah, I would maybe consider a check raise if I had like a diamond in my hand.
Yeah, no, you
Without the
can't check
diamond,
raise.
I mean, it's really,
Oh,
really
I thought you
tough.
did have a diamond. Oh God, no, you just fold.
Pot means they have nothing,
I'm
right?
calling one because we're just gonna core an ace really fucking bad here, so I am not.
Oh,
folding
yeah.
yet. Since I'm here with this hand, I'm not gonna fold.
That's the
Hell yeah.
thing. that,
You're gonna get
here,
200 blinds out of a set of aces here.
Yeah.
This is the way I'm folding now that I'm here.
if
Come
I
on,
make
ace.
this call,
Good
All
boy.
right, fair enough.
catch a
Uh,
deuce.
Ooh, you
If,
turn the nuts.
Sorry,
What's
just
your
to interject a little bit. If you're trying to cooler like pocket aces here, that means 2 of your aces are dead.
Right.
No, I didn't say pocket aces. I said I'm trying to core an ace. Like he's gonna have a lot of aces. He's gonna bet that way, I think, in his over pairs. Like he's gonna have ace
Right.
wheels, suit
So
back, ace.
Yeah,
like,
but that
ace
means one of your
diamonds.
aces are dead.
So
You're
check
still
this one out,
30,
guys.
30% to hit. You're fine.
The game is not dead, guys. Check this one out. So I check and it goes all in.
Oh,
Fuck.
200 big blinds in the middle.
Did you
all
call or fold?
easy call.
So I folded.
Oh, the nuts was coming too. You missed the nuts there. All right.
He's just got a pair of something. He's scared to death to see another card.
Smells like jacks to me. It's always jacks, right?
What are you doing with ace 3 there? The bottom straight.
I'm calling.
Call.
Yeah,
Call.
snap it in.
It's just
Yeah.
gonna turn over
It's a-
like
it's a
6 5
PKO.
diamonds.
I'm not.
Well, then he
worried about
wins. No big
Okay.
deal. Let him
All
win.
right.
If you get coolered with the second nuts, it's not that bad.
So at 109s, they play the same as $2.50. Got it.
I'm good.
Okay.
Exactly. Or sometimes worse.
Jesus.
Too bad that guy left your table.
Yeah. Right, so here with the king of clubs, I think it could be maybe a nice check raise, but at this stacked up, I'm not sure. Anyhow, I have to call once. Check, he bets big, struggling, easy fold.
Yup.
Hi
seems
guys,
fine to me.
congrats Louis with your score. Nice one.
Thanks, and just wish I ran a little deeper. But it's all good.
No. Yeah, that's nice.
So what is this kind of sizing here I'm doing? Hmm. I don't have much fold equity here. I'm not a fan of this sizing.
You think you should have bet 9 there?
Yeah, at least 3x.
Maybe 10 big blinds.
So anyhow, and we get this flop, I see bet small, he calls, we get this turn. On this turn, am I supposed to barrel again? It's like. a
Either way.
four- Well, it's a 4-liner, so it's not, I don't think it's very good. Even though it's a 3-bet pot, I probably shouldn't worry about it too much, it's tough. It's tough to bet here with the 4-liner on the board.
Price
What
splits.
are the best cards for barrel in this situation after 3-bet?
I mean, he's
The
gonna
bigger
defend,
ones.
Ace, king, queen, jack, another 10.
and he's gonna have sets of 7s, 6s, 9s. He's
Okay.
gonna have some jacks in his range, so I
Look-
mean, I
look-
don't hate checking or betting small here. I don't mind betting small again, actually.
Look this one up. I don't think you're supposed to bet small on double flush boards, but look this one up. I'm kind of curious. I'm not sure what to do. I mean, it feels like a check, but
You might be
you
right.
want to
there, Chris.
protect the 10.
At
And he
this
doesn't
stack
have a
depth,
lot of 8s, so.
yeah, I don't have any resources for this stack depth, that's the
You
thing.
block the clubs, which is nice, so, I mean, I think I would just bet small again, honestly.
What do you mean you don't have any resources for it?
Well, it's 150 big blinds deep, so I don't have sims for that.
Well, treat it as 100 in the pile.
Yeah, Chris, I'm traveling with 50 terabytes.
Okay,
I
okay,
don't have the 100 big blind sims with me.
okay. Check's fine. All
So-
right.
Good.
So here with the ace, I'm a little bit more confident in my hand, especially like he checks all the way. But it's still a 4-liner, so I'm not sure if I'm supposed to reopen the action, but I think I will get greedy here.
He doesn't have any offsuit 8s and just very few
Yeah.
suited 8s, I think. I'm not really worried about an 8 very much.
I'm
Value
not
bet.
sure, but it's still very, very low. It's close, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna value bet 10 here.
19. There you go. Close
60%
enough.
of the pot. We get called by ace queen.
Great. Perfect.
So here, under the gun opens, I 3-bet with king 10.
Really?
Well,
Mm.
yeah. Don't you think
And
it's
you
a
get
great?
cold
move?
call. Is this the guy that, this is a different guy, okay.
I wanna look that one up.
This
I don't
isn't the
think-
guy that ripped the turn for like 100x pot.
I
No,
think
no, that guy's
it's-
gone, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, he's gone.
Mhm.
But we had a pretty good table, I remember.
Okay, under the gun versus what? They are 100 some deep too.
The button's mostly set mining, mostly. Gonna have
Yeah,
some
okay,
suited-
mostly raised. I
Some
usually
middling
check.
suited stuff.
Mostly raised.
Yeah, you get some nice folds from like ace jack off.
Yeah, mostly raised.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Button
right.
range.
You're 100, 200 deep. It's fine.
Yeah, so I see bet small, I get called. This is kind of a scary turn. So I think I should barrel again.
Yeah, I don't think he should have any queens really. At this
Wait.
point, when you bet flop, like his queen of diamonds are gonna,
It starts to put the hand
I'm
like
not
pocket
convinced how
nine.
much you really want to be betting flop. I think you're just betting into. Yeah, it seems like a pretty high check spot. I don't think betting it's wrong. Certainly, it's plus EV. You have a huge draw, but you want tons of checks here.
we
It's
block
a
a
three
lot.
bet pot and I'm the aggressor, so my strategy is just to see bet the flop small.
We block a lot of diamond continues, so like, I mean, if this guy's got a queen, it's gonna be a diamond, I think.
When
So
he
it really
calls
narrows
calls
them
like
down.
this, they never have ace king, they never have aces, they never have queens, they probably never have jacks. So it's probably tens and less.
Nice.
And then hands like king, queen suited, jack ten suited, stuff like this that by the way, you don't have a cold calling range of a 3-bet here. You should always 4-bet or fold.
Kind of been working on the spot, Louis. What I do, I would bet here almost all the time. What I do is if you have a draw with non-nut showdown, I bet. In position, you check and realize equity, out of position, you bet it.
So I went with, I think I'm gonna barrel here, because if we look at the good turns for me, if he has a hand like pocket nine and I bet big here, it starts to put him in a tough spot. Also, if I ever hit the flush on the river, I kinda wanna play for a big pot, although I kinda have to be cautious because you don't know what he's up to, and hands like king, queen suited are, could be in his cold calling range, or like ace, queen off, stuff like that. But I still got good equity and maybe I.
It's nice
have
to get
a
all the
good
floats
equity.
that brick to fold down too. Like if you start getting, like if he somehow has like, I don't know, ace five suited or whatever.
Yeah, so
It's
let's
nice
see
to
how
I
I
have
can
do.
wanna
Nice.
really peel.
Yeah, barrel
What was
again.
the pre-flop and flop action?
It's a three bet pot and I see bet,
And this guy's a flatter behind the Louis 3-bet.
cold caller. And then we just bank it.
Yeah.
So here I'm like, think I'm
Okay,
gonna
I
get
get
very,
it all
very
in.
greedy.
Rip it.
So
Super
here's how I think about it. Yeah, I don't think I would have ripped it because
No,
like
it's too much.
our aces, like ace, king, ace, jack, whatever we're barreling here isn't gonna really wanna go super large because the flushes get there now, right? And there's obvious draws.
Yep.
So I probably would have only actually bet like a little over half pot to try to get value from maybe a queen still calls. Especially like. a
Yeah,
queen of
but this size
diamonds.
a queen can also still call sometimes.
Like the queen of diamonds can still call, I guess. Yeah, 50, like this is probably a good size bet. I wouldn't have went super big though. Like I wouldn't have went pot or over pot.
No, this is good.
No. I went with 80%. I don't think it gets through.
I think we,
Sets will call.
if your bluffing range there is a bunch of diamonds, which in this case it was. When the ace of diamonds completes, your bluffs have got there, so you don't have like much polarization. That often pushes you towards a smaller bet.
Okay,
Yeah, I like smaller bet too.
That's a pretty classic, like when the draw gets there, you continue with the smaller bet with both like your super value and your less value. But
Is that on the
you
river?
know, betting
also?
big with the nuts is not
On the
terrible.
turn, I know. Is that also on the river?
Yeah,
When you say smaller, I'm still going 65% there.
I would have went a little over half, slightly over half, like 55% or something, 52, 50, 52, 55, whatever it comes out to. Like I choose my 2/3 bet and then take a few big blinds off. Just click it down a little.
alright, so 100 big blinds deep. If we have 9-4 off against a small blind raise, you should fold. So min raise, 3 big blind, good.
It depends. It's not always true if the flush draws comes in. I see big bets also. I mean,
Alright, so this was a very, very sick spot because this, we're playing a PKO here and this is a $25 in the middle for 1.7 big blinds. And I remember my fingers were burning. Am I supposed to ISO here?
I wouldn't.
What am I supposed to do for it with this kind of hand, with this bounty?
So
I would
it's,
just call.
so 25% of your starting stack. I think I would just call too and just hope the flop really great.
Yeah, that's what I went for the cautious route, kind of, so I just call. Get this flop. He bets big, he calls, we're out of there. And then, yeah. So here, at this point, I figure out that my opponents were all very, very, very good, very good for me. So kind of like this guy under the gun limps. This
gonna
other
limp.
guy limps back. At this point, I think I'm getting out of line here.
Yeah, they're gonna limp call a lot. So you gotta go really big here.
No,
Or, yeah, or do that.
I'm limping here.
Yeah.
And I'm limping because I kind of want to take a pot with these kind of players here. And maybe I can
The big
do
blind is
something
also
for
passive
flop.
then.
Tough out of position versus two people. I would have raised. I would
Yeah.
have squeezed pretty big.
Yeah.
No way, out of position squeeze, not so good.
I don't think I squeeze with ace nine offsuit here. If I had ace ten off, I probably always squeeze, but I think ace nine is a bit weak with two limpers. Especially early position limpers.
Don't think it's
Built deep,
overraised. think
so
call.
it's hard to get them on the hand.
So what are you supposed to do here with the nine in your hand and the ace of
Fold.
spade?
Good fold.
Okay, maybe I get a little sticky here with the ace of spade.
It's okay, there's a fold.
Okay.
You
well, I
Would
just-
bluff it, I guess, but it seems pretty unnecessary.
Yeah, the one where you had that, I think the guy limped with pocket kings there too, Louis.
Oh, yeah?
I think that was the tricky limper one.
Oh,
Now
And
it was
on the-
ace queen off, is also tricky.
Or yeah,
You won't fold against a raise.
ace three for fun.
take a look at the run out on the river. The guy bluffs, I think, the river here into pocket
Yeah,
king.
the path Peter was sweating me, I think. And
Yeah.
at this point, we saw the guy limp and then he bets 2/3 pot. So it's like, oh, I'm weak, but then, oh, I'm very strong. And then
He had ace queen.
comes. He checks, he bets, this guy raised, he calls. But the funny thing is here, he bets big and this guy decide to punt it off.
Alophagus. Yeah,
Bet half pot.
he's bluffing.
How does he not raise? What are
He's
you
all in.
doing?
It's even. Yeah.
So,
The other guy's all in, Chris.
Okay. He's all
Yeah.
in.
so-
The other guy bluffed all in on the river with bottom with just a jack into the full house.
Yeah.
The tricky limper on kings.
so he limp with kings here.
Very dangerous move, 100 blinds deep, because Louis just got in there with his ace nine. Like that guy almost blew his kings.
Yeah. Okay, so I call, get that jack, gonna call one bet. Not a bad turn, not a good turn. Check, check. What do you guys like to do here?
Value bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna block bet 10.
Block
Whenever the turn goes check, check, I have one of my better second pairs. Gonna block bet small. But it's not gonna work out here. Because somehow this guy checks the turn at top pair.
It works out. You get, you didn't pay much.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
If you check, he bets bigger, I assume.
Yeah, and then probably fold the river or probably call sometimes. I would like to have a spade in my hand to make this call. But
Yeah,
it's
but
it's
if you
still
check,
second
yeah.
pair, so it depends on his size. If he bets big here, think I fold. If you bet small, I think I call, but
If you bet
whatsoever, it's always
eight,
gonna be
will you-
bigger than four,
Will you
right?
fold?
So yeah, lost this one. What do you guys think about this one here? Multi-way, 3-4 suit.
Fold.
So you
Yeah, it's a
never
fold.
call her?
No,
I wouldn't, but yeah.
So it's low
and
jack.
that's-
and upper
I'm
hand.
calling suited connectors, I'm calling suited.
I think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
5-4 or 6-5, I like more, but 4-3 is getting very low. If less flush draws, then we 4-3.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah,
Guys,
okay.
the guy's raise is a very small size though, too, right? Like,
Yeah, we're very deep. We're
Oh,
almost
big,
losing the
big.
action.
yeah, like it's only 1.75 bigs, Louis, to get the flop.
Yeah.
And he's a very easy hand.
But he's out of
Is it still
position.
PKO, Louis?
What?
It's PKO or not?
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
sorry,
PK.
yes. This is the Sunday Million, 109 PKO.
Yeah, it's even better. You covered at least one of the players.
Yeah, so here, I thought it was interesting. What are we supposed to do on these kind of flops against a small blind?
Bet small a lot.
You're blocking 8-9.
Nah, not that important. One hand, 9-8 suited.
No, thinking if a small blind decides to check raise or something, It's not likely that he has a 9.
You're only blocking one hand, 9 suited.
I think with ace high, you can wait for a delayed c bet here and try and c bet if you turn a gut shot or a straight draw.
Yeah, we can put a lot of pressure on his junk, I think, so you can bet.
Yeah, I think I would delay c bet, wait till the turn.
I would see bet immediately.
So I went with the check here because sometimes, like, when we have a hand like ace four or ace five, we can easily get better aces to fold. I don't think I get necessarily better aces to fold here. Ace 10 is probably peeling once. Ace jack is not gonna fold. So I didn't see much merit into betting, like king eyes I beat. Ace eyes that are gonna fold that are better than mine, I don't see.
I think it's a range bet board, so I would bet. That's the reason.
You think it's a range bet board?
Yeah, I assume.
I'm not sure. It could be, but against a small blind,
It's
my,
against a small blind, but the small blind doesn't have a lot of 9s here.
yeah, but my perception is that his range is actually totally built around the 9. So let's see if my perception was right. A small blind button versus small blind. So this, like, if we look at the calling range here, it's a lot, like, it's between the 7 and like the kings, right? So I thought like it was really had a great coverage on this. But now I see that he's supposed to have some stuff that misses a lot, this kind of texture. But I still don't see like better hands than mine folding when I see.
That's true, but I think
It could be a range bet. You could be totally right. We're gonna
I don't
build
know.
this spot and get it solved. Anyhow, now I've kind of picked up equity now, so it's a tough spot, right?
it's 80 bigs and this button versus small blind. That's
60.
Yeah, it's 60 big blind deep.
60. Do I have that? Yeah, I have it.
May you have them.
Yeah, I have still GTO Wizard for a while, so
Okay, maybe you could input it.
yeah, I will. So button raise, small blind call.
And if it lets you put in whatever you want, we're actually at 65.
Yeah, no, I can't put in anything I want. And I can put in any flop I want. That's true. Small blinds checks. We almost entirely bet indeed.
Oh yeah, this is a range bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even
So-
go, let's see, that's 55% is used 56% of the time.
Okay. Do
And,
you have a small bet?
33% bet is used 34% of the time. Checking 5%.
And is my guess right? We're betting more often with lower wheels and betting a bit less often with these type of hands?
Yeah, there's only 5% check. And if you look at the checks, it's 9s.
Oh, okay, now I get it.
A bit,
It's a range.
ace 5 a bit, ace 4 a bit, and ace 3 a bit, and ace 2's a bit.
Alright, so I missed a C bet here. And then,
Some checking with ace 8 off.
what?
There is some checking with ace 8 off.
Okay. So here on the turn, it's also a very tough spot, but I think I have too much equity to fold here.
Yeah, you can't fold here. Can
So
raise it.
I decided that, calling is
click
a
it.
bit tricky here, right? Because I have what? I have 8 outs to make my hand. And then it's like 16% and I'm offered 26% pot outs. So like calling here is a bit dicey, like unless the ace counts kind of.
You have
So-
to count in the bounty as well, you know.
Yeah, so I
I
thought
think you
that,
get like around 20%.
yeah. So I thought that I didn't have enough to call here. And
Much bet.
And I thought that maybe here, if he has a hand like a 7 or a 6, puts him in a very tough spot when I raise. And also, if I ever hit my miracle river, I want to be able to play for like a very big pot. So not sure about this raise, but I thought it was a good play at the moment. And it worked.
It's unorthodox. Let's put it that way.
Oh yeah, for sure. So here we face a three bet. What do you guys like to do here with this stack depth, given this guy probably doesn't bluff enough? Against a big blind too, against the wrong sizing from the big blind. Is this more of a call or a four bet?
You raise under the gun, I would call.
Yeah, you would what, call?
Call.
Call.
Okay, so I went with the call here. It hit the flop pretty well. He bets. What do you guys think I should do here?
Call.
I kinda disagree with you here. I
Or
don't
get the-
think, like, on this kind of spot, if I, like, I'm honestly, between you and I, you guys and I'm not calling here with king ten suited. If he three bets the under the gun player, and I have king ten suited, all my suited tens like king ten suited, queen ten suited, jack ten suited, I'm throwing this in the muck. Because he's never bluffing enough.
I would
So-
do that
so-
also.
Yeah.
Ace king is indeed your best hand you have here. Or
So
tens.
exactly, and I don't have much pocket trees, so I have pocket ten, pocket king. I don't have pocket kings because he would have like faced a four bet for sure.
It's your
so-
best hand indeed, that I agree.
So it's my best hand here, so I thought that I need to raise here. So I did. Any folds.
Betting pretty big, huh? That's the reason I would call. And then
Yeah,
open
but
keeps bluffing.
yeah, but it's okay because he three bets the under the gun, so he has a first here his perceived range is really, really strong. So
Ace queen, ace jack. He has outs indeed, probably.
yeah. So I'm not just calling and then playing a tricky turn or anything. If I had like king, queen, I would always call. If I had other types of hand, I would call. But with this one, I thought it was better to raise. Do you guys remember the squeeze session we had last week?
Yeah, not with jack three suited.
I don't think these suited jacks were performing really well, right? We were calling around jack six or jack seven with these kind of multi-way scenarios, right? So I
And
don't
squeeze
remember
with,
exactly.
King three.
King three, I would always call here, but jack three,
Oh.
it's close. It's very close.
Oh.
So I believe that after our session,
I would fold indeed, that's true.
yeah, I think I need jack six or jack seven to play here.
It's a multi-way pot, multi-way pots you overfold.
Hey, Louis, can you either, can you post the link if you put up the squeeze session? Cause I missed that one. I'm really interested in that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna,
Oh,
We'll
you
try
call.
that.
Have it.
Ken, are you okay with editing the video?
I'll edit it for you, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
No problem. Sorry, guys.
Don't worry about it. I thought it was funny. It just was not the right place to do it.
Yeah. I feel bad.
It's all the suited hands call still, Louis.
All of them.
All of them.
Oh, so see?
Eight deuce suited.
Okay, so
At
maybe
least
I-
60 deep.
Yeah, too much studying for that spot. I level myself.
I would level myself also there in folding.
So what is it? I need like 40 big blind to fold here and 100 like it's kind of too good.
I don't know. I don't have. I have 35. Let's see, 35. Raise, call small blind.
What do you guys like to do? here?
35 still calling.
Okay. Maybe I over adjusted.
Don't squeeze.
What do you guys do here?
This seems like a good squeeze.
It's a very good squeeze spot.
Yeah,
Think so
lots
as
of dead
well.
money.
Let's see what I do. What would this be?
Yeah, that's yeah.
At this point, I think my three bet percentage is probably 20. Three bet 9. Oh no, so that's my, no. Okay, so I'm still not that far out of line. Three betting 10%. I thought I was a bit more aggressive than that, but sure. So I squeezed.
Good squeeze.
Really?
5. Can call.
Clean it up. Nice work.
Right, so this is where is this a raise, guys?
No,
Is
I
it
don't
not?
think so.
Isn't that off
Bottom of
hijack, low
range.
jack?
Bottom range, I
7-6.
think. 7-6, I think.
Low jack?
No.
No. 7-6 is bottom of range.
Ah, just one bit.
How
Just-
about the shallower stack? Can we see just
Well, he
curious.
has a $25 bounty on his head, so he probably does not wanna shove into me too much. So we get this flop. I see that
Yeah,
small.
good flop.
Ooh.
Get called. Get a 6 on the turn.
Even better.
Blast.
What kind of size should I go for?
At least
Go for pot.
pot.
2/3. 11, 12 is
So I
No,
went
you
with the,
can't get it in if you do that.
one with the big bet here. I think he could still call with like a 5 in his hand, with like a flush draw, with like a worse 7, with a 6 maybe.
There
So I
are no
went
worse
this
sevens.
size.
There are no worse sevens. 7-3 is the only worst 7. And it doesn't exist.
It's not in his range, 7-3
I would
suited.
hope it's not.
Okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
I
the
hit
suited
the
ones.
flush here. He checks and then SPR is 1. So I'm just stuffing it.
Yeah, that's the reason I bet a bit bigger on the turn and you have a
Yeah.
easier stuff.
I
Just
would
to-
also stuff it on, if I miss my draw here, I would probably stuff it as well.
If you go 12 on the turn, I like, yeah. Stuff.
What do you guys think is the best play here? Button cutoff, hijack, low jack.
And oh, this
Oh.
one. You're in between deep, eh? I mean, this
this is gonna be tough. It's too early a position to raise and not great
60
when the
deep,
go
it's a fold.
raise.
At 60, it's a fold.
Yeah.
Oh, we're like 40 effective here with the small blind.
Yeah, but the other one is deeper, so
Yeah, so it's tough. I think I will dodge here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
fold. I over adjust a little bit because in my mind, these offsuit ace were all folding. I was gonna play like a stand, but I'm a bit too tight here.
yeah, 80 they call a lot indeed. But so they, yeah, that's
Yeah, so queen eight, a little bit wide from our opponent.
the EV of A7 off is 004.
Here without the diamond on this kind of texture, I never bet. Check on the flop. Now I'm extremely tempted to bet because I don't think he ever checks back a queen, although he could check back jacks very often. I also don't think he check backs with the flush draw.
Yeah,
I
but you
think
have
when he
all
checks
queens and
back
jacks
here-
in your range still mostly, so.
Yeah, I think when he checks back, he has a hand like pocket 6 or more like pocket 7, pocket 8. Or like, it's tough for me to visualize his range because I think all of his best hands are just ripping, although he could totally show me aces here. So after the flop goes check, he doesn't see bet. I think I will stab small here. Because that's trouble. So now I'm just like stuck. I'm gonna check fold. So here he limps, I'm gonna squeeze. Oh no, I decide to limp. Oh yeah. So here, this guy had the border on Poker Stars. This gentleman has won the Sunday Million. And then he shows up at my table and limps.
Limps.
So at this point, I knew he was a good player. I knew that I couldn't squeeze him as liberally as I would squeeze these guys. So in my mind, like this guy can play, at least can play enough to win the Sunday Million. So he's probably a professional. So I limp back here. I don't squeeze him.
That's what we thought. But wait.
So he bets one big blind. So at this point,
Fold.
I kinda wanna know what he's up to as well, so I just call. Then we get this river, he bets one big blind again. And then I'm like, I don't think
This is a bluff on the river.
I don't think I win a lot here, but I need to know what he's up to. I wanna see what's his limping strategy from 60 big blind from under the gun.
Why is he betting one big blind?
What is up? What is up with this? So if I look at my a size that can make the call, I wanna block the flush here when I make a kind of an hero call. So I think this one fits in the, we block the flush at some
mind the
frequency. We also block 10-9. So I thought it was, I thought if I needed to call against this one big blind with some of my a size, and this one was like at great components. So I called.
Get ready for Luhi to lose his mind.
Yeah, and then he shows pocket six. But we're already building a history here. You know, he bets one big blind, blah, blah, blah.
He betted small when he had a small hand.
Yeah, exactly. And then I kind of note that when he bets one big blind now, first off, I know he weaks all of his marginal hands. And then second, I know that when he bets one big blind, it's not at the top of his value range.
Probably not indeed.
So even though he won the Sunday million, maybe it's been a long time.
That's what the bad players do. They bet really small with the.
He's not a bad
One
player.
that
Chris.
hands over his hands.
This guy is a well-versed professional.
No. I understand, but that's what the really bad players do, so I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not as good as you think.
Well, it's good enough to win a lot of
to
money. And then what my
Some people just
perception
luck
was
box shit.
that he thought he was too good for this table, that he could limp, play overly wide against this table because he really probably had better stats than all of us. So here, what do you guys like to do against our friend here? Who's a bit of a calling station I had him marked at this point.
Probably
This is a pretty mandatory squeeze against two opponents, right? We want a really nice, strong, linear squeezing range, and king, queen suited is right there in the middle of it.
Yeah, so I thought it was a good squeeze.
Range in it.
One for the big size and got away with it.
What's the open rip range at 30? Is there any?
Nope.
None.
Is it jack? That's not right. When do you open rip the jack 10 suited?
We're facing a raise. Like if you're on the small blind, you face a
Okay.
button open with 30 big blind. I believe it's a great jam.
Okay, but there's no open jam there.
Open jamming at 30, that's a bit savage.
Yeah.
Actually, look at this. I have this little chart here that says, this is chippy V, right? But with chippy V, under the gun, you can open rip 12 big blinds. And then from the small blind, facing just the big blind, you can open rip up to 25 bigs.
Okay,
Button, you can open rip 20. So that's the ballpark. Oh yeah, this chart was made by Michael Acevedo in his book MPT. I highly recommend it.
That's in the poker
Modern
theory.
poker theory, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys like to do here? What is this
Do
great
a lot of
article?
folding here, but
So
I
that
I could see a
is-
call.
That's
Oh,
the guy that
that's our-
Louis playing against.
Oh, that's our from 1.5 million in roulette. What?
But he also won, he chopped the Sunday million for 138,000.
So that's a pretty heavy gambler here.
Yeah.
It's
That's
Yes.
the look of a very serious
So
gambler.
that one and a
Oh,
half million
yeah.
roulette,
So
we
that's
say,
our,
"Oh,
our
he's a
friend here.
gambler."
So
So
his
you-
name is Antonis Poulengeris. All right. Very nice find, man.
So likes to
So
gamble.
what do we do here with ace-8 offsuit against the cutoff at 60 big blinds deep?
Cut off.
You think it's good to call?
No, it's definitely not good to call, but
Thought it was a
Definitely
fold.
against gambler.
it could be a hand that I wanna, oh, no.
Oh,
Because the way I think about this spot is like, I'm like one pip under his opening range here. So
He's
with ace
opening
nine or
small,
ace
so you
eight,
can call.
but I'm guess I'm a bit too,
No, he's opening very small, Louis, so you can call.
yeah, but I'm not gonna call. If I do something here, I'm gonna three bet him. So I
Yeah, you
just,
can three bet this one.
alright,
Can call.
You can three bet there. yeah.
alright. This one's gonna be interesting. So he opens. I three bet. He calls. We get this flop, pretty easy flop for me. So I bet the flop small. And he calls. On the turn, what do you guys like to do?
That's small again. Oh.
Not too small.
What,
I want to
what do you
all
get
in,
called by?
it's time to go fishing.
I don't know what he's going to call, but I
I
want
want
to
to
get
get
all in.
yeah.
pocket pairs that just flatted your three bet. Everything
Yeah.
else is gonna fold or not bet anyway, I don't think.
So you bet 10 or something like that?
So what you're saying is, like, this is a spot where we either chop. Or like, or we win, right?
Well, I mean, if you bet small, you might get out of line with like pocket sevens or eights here. You never know. I think he still has to call one bet, a small bet.
Yeah, but also 12 big blinds you will call.
Let's go geometric twice here.
I mean, you can check or bet. Like checking is probably good. You got the super nuts, it probably checks the super nuts a
I
lot.
agree with,
14.
Closer to half pot.
But it's a bounty, so I wanna get all the chips in, so I'm gonna bet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but sure, Ken.
14 or
you have it
15
to
allows
there,
you to.
You wanna bet, but what is his range going to do against you? What are you targeting? Small pairs? After
Small
two
pairs.
barrels on a double paired ace board? It's an easy
three.
fold.
A lot of people think that you're not gonna have an ace here a lot and just like me and call a small bet with pocket sevens here, like.
I'm the three better and I'm not gonna have many aces.
No, there's two on the board already, so it is kind of hard to have an ace, right?
No, I
Definitely in
disagree.
his range though.
Yeah,
especially
I mean,
since
sure,
it's
it's in your
three-bet.
range.
So my guess is here, I'm either like, I either have the best hand or I have a chop. Okay, and when it's like that. If I bet here and he has a hand like pocket six, pocket seven, pocket eight, he has an easy fold upper two barrel with an ace high board.
So you check
Or
it
he
back.
can pass.
So I went with the Jedi mind trick here. And I check back.
Yeah, I don't hate checking. I mean, it's probably the right play, but I don't mind betting small either.
And then the eight of diamond comes here.
Hoping he has eights. Oh.
Yeah, see if he has pocket eights, now he's gonna get
That's
stacked.
one big blind.
He's one big bet.
What a
And there he
professional.
goes with one big blind again.
That means he's got 6.
If you get all the chips in, that's some super Jedi mind trick shit.
So what do you guys like to do
Go all
here?
in.
21. 21.
You just raised to 21?
I remember this hand, Louis.
No, click it back.
I go to like 10 and hope he rips it.
Alright,
raise him.
so I don't think raising small is very good here. Because we check back on the turn, so when we check back, we look like we're giving up, right? And when he bets this one big blind, we know that he has a weak type of hand. A marginal, a very, very marginal,
And you might have king high.
his range, king eye.
have
you
jack.
think
Who knows
king
what the
eye-
fuck he's doing? He bets one big blind, like it could be anything, right?
Yeah, but what king eye calls the flop bet in a three bet
You can
flop?
have jacks or 10s or 9s or something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
Some pocket pair.
Yeah, so you went with the one big blind bet, and this is where the magic happens.
You
So
get all in?
I went with the rip. And because I checked back on the turn, and because of the hand before where he bets one big blind, and I call him down.
Oh
with
my
an ace,
gosh. Oh, this is, yeah.
You looked
Yeah,
him up that he is a roulette player, so you think he's a gambler, so he calls.
What
No,
bluffs do you
no.
even have
No,
though?
it's because,
No,
it's
at this
because
point,
he
I-
showed how it's because of the previous hand. You're a genius.
yeah, exactly. So when he bets one big blind here, I know that he has a marginal hand, and he knows that I went to showdown against his one big blind. So he should know that I know that he knows that I know. So it's a bit of
Yeah,
a stuff
but
like
your
that.
overbet is
I
showing
totally
so much
understood that.
strength.
And then when I check back the turn, it looks
He's a
bluffy as
lunatic if he
hell, right?
calls.
It looks bluffy as hell. When I check back the
I don't
turn,
think
he
anyone's
bets one
bluffing
big
here.
and I rip.
But Louis, against his sizing, you can also value bet for 30 and then he should fold of bluff for 25 and he should fold normally.
Yeah, but
Never
this
bluff-
is
never
not an
bluff
exploit
against
about
bunches.
getting a thin value in, guys. Okay,
Yeah, I know. But
we're
he's
trying to
looking
get,
calls.
yeah, exactly. So I went with the rip. And he calls.
He didn't just call, he snap called.
Snap call, didn't even think about
Oh,
it.
wow.
So I had it in my little pocket here and he shows us nines without the diamond.
Hey, I
Best,
called his
that's
hand.
so good.
Yeah,
No, he-
so we're off to a good start.
His opponent is so bad. That's,
Yeah, I think you could have.
Joss,
it's a bit lucky or not that he calls or not.
would you say that this guy is bad? I mean, he chopped the Sunday Million. He's a gambling millionaire. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying he's bad. In my
Question
mind, when the hand
Was he a
happened,
millionaire before? he started
No, he's a
gambling or
fish. Big
the other way
whale.
around?
Terrible call.
this guy chopped the Sunday Million, guys. He knows how to play cards, right?
But Louis,
He's
have
not
you
a
have you
complete
seen the
lunatic, but
streams
still.
I know
from
a lot of people
PokerStars
that
on
love
Sunday
box
Millions?
from it.
Yeah.
People are useless. They can't play.
I disagree with you guys a lot. This game is extremely tough and this guy's a winner,
We've
right?
seen two of his hands. That's the
Yeah.
thing with the most information on. I don't agree, Louis.
No, he's a big whale that got lucky.
Yeah,
Honestly,
think so
I
too.
tagged them
know if
afterwards
he's a big
as
fail,
not as like, I didn't think he was that good, but I'm sure he's very good. And you guys should not underlook him. He's a crusher whatsoever. Like,
I'm struggling to figure out whether you're being sarcastic, really.
no, I'm not. How many of us have won the Sunday Million?
None.
I never played it, so I
None.
can't. win it.
Exactly.
We study a lot, you know, so
Blind squirrel, Louis.
don't underlook this guy because he makes a mistake here, right?
Blind squirrel.
Yeah, he's not a bad player. He's a very good player. Like
I
he's
mean,
not-
very good. I don't agree. Seeing his
He's
play.
he's having a
could-
bad day then.
He's not.
Yeah,
a
maybe
bad
he's just
player.
having a bad day.
player.
Maybe he's just making a mistake, or maybe I just Jedi mind trick him with my turn check and the end that happened before.
I like your play.
How
I
often
got
are
it.
you calling that? If you have the nine so often, are you calling that Louis without a diamond?
Yeah, without the diamond, that's the thing, right? He needs a diamond to make this call. So
No,
he
he
made a
doesn't need
loose
a
call
diamond.
here. But he probably doesn't mind rebuying.
I have a
That
question. What do
contradicts
you
what
think
you
he even
say.
put you on with that shove before he even called? I mean, did he even have a chance to put you on anything?
Yeah.
But Louis on a bluff.
Yeah, I think it looked like when he bets one big blind here, and then I already know that he does that with the cap range from the previous hand. I think he's just like defending his one big blind bet here with calling, like betting one big blind and then calling whatsoever. So yeah, he made a.
So it's like it's an interesting question though, like, looking at this bet. If it's, what are you defending this with that's not an ace? Like, are you ever defending this kind of bet? A big polarized, almost 3x pot bet? Or you're like, if somebody does a bet like this, are you just folding your entire range that's not an ace?
Exactly, so like you can't rule out the call as being that bad because he still
Well, I
has.
mean, yeah, I mean, it's polarized, so, I mean, you're so polarized that it doesn't matter what he bluff catches. I realize blockers are irrelevant, but the concept of bluff catching, I mean, if he had a pair of fours with a diamond, it's a bluff catcher, right? I mean, you're not doing this with sevens, so
Right.
Louis is
all of
not
these bluff
pushing
catchers are
everything
kind
with,
of the same.
Diamonds, so diamonds.
They're
doesn't-
worth the same. Yeah, they're worth the same, I think is the idea, and
That's the
you
idea.
have to like the lower stakes you go, I think, the worse and worse and worse a call like this becomes. Just because I don't think the player
People
field
bluffer.
is,
Yeah,
yeah, they're not appropriately balancing and polarizing rivers. Like, if Louis is a high stakes reg and he makes this bet on the river, it's presumed he should have some bluffs balancing this ace X, especially after he takes like kind of a strange line that puts his range in like a, an uncommon part of the game tree, right? When he, like, it's not the primary frequency to check back.
Sure.
So like, this guy bluff catching with nines, I wouldn't go as far as to say is bad. He obviously has a deep understanding of the game. If he's snapping off nines here, it's not like he's like, I've got the best hand all the time, pocket nines are the nuts. I think he just understands what Louis is doing here.
Exactly.
Which, has
I
something
think
to be
that's
said
really
about.
well said. Yeah. I mean, but the fact that he did this without a diamond is a little weird.
Well, it's a
Weird.
stretch a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I guess you would want to look at maybe a Pio sim to
Would
see.
Louis jamming
what-
diamonds here? I don't think so.
Well, that's the important question right there. Like, I don't know if diamonds make up part of a balanced bluffing range here or not. I don't know if we don't want diamonds. Or if we do
I
want
don't think
diamonds.
diamonds is that relevant.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not. It's a game of full houses when you got two pairs, but I think the solver will balance flushes in one of these ranges. I don't know if it's a check back range or I don't know
Yeah.
what the solver is doing with flushes, but I know it's a component of what's going on here.
Yeah, but also using smaller sizes sometimes.
Well, yeah, like, I remember Louis showed me this hand last night and I was thinking to myself, like, he was just kind of like talking through his thought process when it was happening and he was talking about, yeah, I'm going big, and I was agreeing with him saying, yeah, you probably should go close to pot. And he told me he jammed and I was thinking, it's kind of, I
Ambitious.
thought it was greedy.
I agree that the play of Louis is not, that's certainly not bad. I mean, I think that's good, but I don't think I would call there.
Well, and it's, you'd really have to talk to, the opponent to really kind of understand where he's at. I just, I think it's important to say that this guy calling off with nines here is not crazy. And probably needs to be done
No.
at some frequency.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I mean,
against,
but the
like,
conditions really have to be, you have to know you're up
So
against.
we're
somebody-
bluffing, let me see, I tuned out. What's the, low card on the flop? What was it? Ace three? So like you,
It's ace-
you're
ace,
probably
ace, three,
bluffing
three.
like pocket
Hey.
twos is probably your bulk bluffs. So like if you go ace, 4, you might find bluffs with, twos and threes. To balance your nuts.
So on the river,
Like,
like he should fold anything but an ace, but he finds a call with a pocket nine. So he made a mistake.
So make it like ace, 4, see if what your bluffs are for you.
I think he's a losing player.
I think it's gonna be under pairs and that's about it.
Hey,
And then
so
maybe some,
Louis,
maybe like a king of dot, like maybe some high blockers, like a king. I don't even think they're gonna do. I just think it's
Just a
gonna be under
millionaire that
pairs.
plays a lot. I see.
Louis, what's interesting about the ace is it looks on that chart you just showed where it was only aces.
Yeah,
There's like no bluff catchers at all.
no, just the ace. He had enough aces in his range to just defend with that.
yeah, it's kind of like, and I'm not defending the guy's call or advocating for Louis' play necessarily. I'm just saying like, there's some theoretical backing to his call. I wish I had a better understanding of like the toy game, but,
He has to call sometime. I agree. That's
right.
Well,
Right, with
Louis
like
actually said it. I
What's
think
our range?
we have
And
enough.
honestly, he probably just called you because he just wanted to say, oh, well, he's testing
Oh,
me. So
so-
that's probably as simple as that. I don't
It
know
could
if
be
he
that
was doing
simple.
it.
So our
Like-
under pairs here are really only sevens and they're not bluffing. So
Yeah, it's tough to find bluffs on the spot in a 3-bet pot because both players have a ton of aces here.
yeah, is there a sliver of sevens, I guess?
he's playing every Sunday million since 2013.
Is he up?
No, I see his count on how many plays he made and how many what his stake average is. So he invested $320,000 in tournaments
Mm-hmm,
And that's his winning on PokerStars also, so he's a break-even player.
okay.
So my deep analysis of that last hand was that was an incredibly baller over bet sham. I love it.
So he's not bad,
It's a
but
fine exploit. I mean, if you
correct
really
also.
know the guy and you feel pretty confident, like, I mean, exploit's a big part of it. I mean, it's definitely not a GTO thing, I don't think, but I think it's a
No.
fine exploit.
I thought it was really good,
Or
so
player.
I did some fancy plays to.
You enter a new level of respect over here. That was pretty awesome.
But yeah,
you
like,
can
I
be-
don't think checking back there is really GTO very much at all on the turn. I imagine it's probably just gonna bet geometric turn, geometric river, I would
I have
think.
some
Yeah, that's-
checks. I do
that's
have
it.
some checks.
Oh,
to-
you do? Okay, you do have some checks. Yeah, I was wrong.
So-
Yeah, it's interesting.
Was there
I
any
think
small
here-
bets? That's what I would have chose.
I think here, I'm leveling myself a little bit. I don't think I should three bet here. But I think I'm just like, in the zone right now. And trying to
So
go
I like,
after every bit here. But.
yeah, I
again-
think three betting here is good if you have the intention of calling off.
Yeah, but at 23, that's the other thing. I three bet here and then he has a bounty, but this guy's from poker and he has a VPIP of 12. So
if he jams
at
you up.
this
Well-
stack that, I don't like the three bet at all because he just has an easy rejam with so much of his range.
Yeah,
And
then
then
you might have
he's-
made a boo-boo.
he's a good sponsored pro net, so it's like, yeah. So I don't like this three bet at all. Cause it just stuffs it. And now, what am I supposed to do?
Well-
Because there's a bounty on his head.
You're supposed to call.
That's how far you're in the tournament or not.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna call here because he's from poker, has a VPIP of 12 and stuff. So I just butchered this hand, all of it, because looking at it today, I might have to flick the chips in here and try to win the bounty.
Yeah, but maybe you should three bet smaller than.
Or maybe I just don't like my three bet at this SPR. If I just call here, SPR is gonna be like less than 4 whatsoever.
Louis,
Yeah, when
what-
that guy's got
what-
that many big blinds, I don't think three betting to kind of steal his open is the goal that you probably should have in mind. It's, to
Exactly.
isolate to collect his bounty, I
Yeah.
think is probably
Yeah.
where you wanna be.
So you bet three bet smaller.
You said he's from
Oh,
poker.
don't
What is
three bet.
poker? What is poker?
That's the
Poker,
backing stable that
Backing
Jonathan is
side.
a part of.
yeah,
It's like one of the top
Okay.
2 or top 3 best stables in the world. I think Poker is one of them. I think BBZ has a stable as well. To me-
yeah, and,
to me, these are pretty
Bit-
much the top 2s. And then like
B.
Giraffe Ganger is from Poker. Like Giraffe started playing the small stage for
Gotcha.
poker and he managed to make his way up. So
Joe's from
here.
poker.
I just called the open because we're very deep and we're against under the gun, so I'm gonna call with ace jack and ace queen here a lot. If he bets here, I think I need to defend.
I think you could fold this too, actually, this deep.
Maybe I could. But I just thought this is one of my best ace high. I kinda need to be sticky a bit here, especially since his range misses this flop a lot. Like he.
Oh,
he
yeah, no,
never
post
bets
flop,
equity here.
I agree 100% post flop. I was thinking like pre-flop. I was just thinking out loud. So like 100 versus RFI, you're like in the cutoff versus EP.
No,
No,
I
no, no,
don't
no,
know.
it's in there, it's in there, but
Yeah.
it's kind of indifferent, like there's starting to edge out folds at
Okay.
100.
Yeah, I only have 80.
So now on the turn, I'm just gonna fold.
Seems good.
There we go. Done.
So this is a tough spot. What do you guys like to do here? 30 big blind if you do.
30
think
and
it's,
45 behind, so that's. not bad.
Three betting here.
Yeah,
I'm
I
three
actually
betting.
don't even hate jamming here. I think jamming
Yeah.
here is very reasonable.
Okay. That's what I went for.
I think that's very reasonable out of position.
Yeah,
Are we also
35
good with a
big
raise?
blinds, you jam 7.5%. And ace jack is off is
We
in
also
there.
good with raising that to 8.
Well, I mean, I guess it really depends on what your plan is versus 4 bets.
Problem is your hand is tough. It kind of has to call off if you raise.
Yeah, if you 4-bet, you have to call off.
So this Mamel 2,700 is gonna make my life tough. So he 3-bets small here. And I didn't know back then, but my guess is that when people 3-bet me, they don't bluff enough. This is one of my opponent who bluffs too much, but before I figure that out, it's gonna take a little while.
Also over fault indeed in most spots.
So this was a funny one because I was looking at 2 bounties and I had Jack 7 suited. I was like, but no. What do you guys like to do here?
Sevens. Oh no, Louis, sevens, don't do it.
What do you mean? Don't do it.
I think you're supposed to call. You're supposed to call here.
Snapping it off here, but I think he has a pip on.
Because of KO?
Yeah.
Yeah,
PKO, you have to call.
yeah.
Sure.
So I made the call.
Seems like an okay fold in a non-PKO, is it?
It's tough. 30 big blinds, chippy.
35
What was it, seven?
folds.
I
But
think it's
there
one of
was
those
a
hands
razor
that,
and a reshover.
Yeah, he's
probably a
squeezing.
50-50, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
35 is 50-50, spot on.
I was gonna say, you could probably hit the randomizer on that one.
Yeah,
Or
oh,
make it
talking about
spot on.
randomizer, guys. We have the brand new poker coaching randomizer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
How does that
We're
work
gonna-
exactly?
The randomizer?
Yeah, so how do you base your decisions off of it exactly?
Well, say for example, here, I think this is a 50% open or like I should open here 80% and fold 20%. I'm guessing. Wow, this is always an open, right? But say we think it's 20% fold, 80% open, we just roll. So here, it would be 80-20. So anything under 80, we open, and then if it was like above 80, we would just fold.
Okay.
Right,
Right,
where'd
so
you-
like, if you look at your
where'd you get
pre-flop
that?
charts. Go ahead.
You can just ask me and I will send it to you. It's the brand new poker coaching randomizer that our
Send it to
buddy
me.
James.
Send it
James
to me,
say-
please. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'd
So
love
you
that.
can- Anyone can
It's
just
still in a,
inbox me on Discord and ask me and I will send it to you.
I have my
it's still
own.
in beta though, right, Louis? Like, we
Yeah.
still have to add we have
Yeah.
to add JL's face to the background,
We're gonna add JL's face here. A
huh?
happy JL. It's gonna be good.
And when you use it, it's really important that before you use it, you decide which direction you're
Exactly,
going for. Otherwise, you're not randomizing, you're just justifying your decision.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you just keep clicking it until you get the,
Number you want.
preferred
That's
outcome.
another part, yeah, that you can do.
Right, so if you wanna fold, just keep clicking it until you roll like 12.
But I saw it changing
Or
over
decide-
time.
yeah.
Yeah, it's changing automatically every couple of seconds, but when I use it, I just.
I don't like that.
Oh, it's okay. I don't mind it.
I want only to change it if I click. Otherwise, I can wait till it has the good one.
No, like, I'm gonna take a decision. Doesn't matter what's here. This is my decision.
Yeah, but if it flips quite quickly after you are going to decide, then you can be.
I think you
Let's
should
talk
put
here.
lines, I think you should put lines from Monty Python movies that imply how you should act, like run away, run away.
That would be good, yeah.
Or
that
like
would be
punt
good
it,
too.
punt it.
Yeah, punted.
High jack, low jack. So what do you guys think is the best play here with 5-4?
Flat.
Call.
You
I
guys
think
are all
one
calling?
gapper- I
Fold.
think they call, actually.
I would call.
Yeah,
It's only
I
very
call.
small range, but
You got 127 stack there.
We're
and
just
it's only
speaking
two big
strictly-
blinds. It's if it was 3, you can fold maybe, but Two.
Yeah.
So this
the
should
other
be
thing
our
is-
multi-way defense range.
That guy with the 10 big blind stack also has a bounty that really incentivizes Louis to call here.
Definitely. Oh my
But he
god.
folds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this
You're
was
a
a tough
kid.
spotting.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna get all the money if you hit a 5 or a 4 right there.
Yeah, but we're gonna play queens instead. So let's
And
squeeze.
Wow.
15 big blinds.
Is he gonna do it?
No.
Nope.
Oh, remember that guy had ace-7 the previous hand and just limped or called the raise and then checked to the river.
Yeah, he's a.
Sorry.
So this
loser.
guy's a weak scared, but
Alright, so 4-way to the flop, this kind of texture. 2 key cards for the big, well, the 8, yeah, the 2 key cards for the big blind. So when we bet here, we're supposed to go polar if we're heads up against the big blind. Multi-way, that big bet brings. So it's really, really tough. So,
Gross
yeah,
spot.
should I bet? Should I check? What do you guys like here?
Check. You're
Four
forward
ways?
multi-way. You don't have it.
yeah, check and fold.
Check and fold.
What about here?
You can put out a bet. But I would
Check.
check.
I check.
You have showdown value against their checking range.
I would try to showdown it.
Yeah, almost. Almost at showdown.
Ironically, if you bet, he's the only guy who is incentivized to fold because there's still 2 behind him.
Yep.
So this guy
Yeah,
here
that's
made,
why you can bet a turn, I think.
so there was a lot of misclicks and mistakes, and this is one of them. I'm pretty sure this guy never intended to make it 3 big blinds here, but he did. So we just call and we get this flop. So I'm like, okay, am I supposed to bet here or check?
Check.
Block
I'll do-
everything, but there are a
I'll do
lot
a
of draws, so
five, you can
they
check.
can call a lot. So I would bet.
Right, so I went with a 1 big blind bet.
Mm.
And I've started to use that 1 big blind bet left and right, and it's doing me very, very well. So I went with a 1 big blind bet.
They pass sometimes, that's true.
Calls, and the other opponent calls again. We get on this turn, he bets 1 big blind. Oh my god,
Click it back. No.
I make it 2 big blinds.
That's what I
Lol.
mean.
Exactly, Saeed. It's, I remember that 1 big blind bet from the Joe Real GPB's hand history. He was
I think
using
it's
it a
mostly
lot.
under, I think it's mostly under 20 effective, but whatever.
Oh, I'm
That's
using
fine.
it at every sauce right now, and it's doing me. I love it.
It's just some
So
high,
I
it's some high
min
level
click it.
shit here.
Sometimes they pass on it. Huh?
And this guy is like, oh yeah, let's go. So I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? If I just flat call, a diamond rolls up.
I would
it's
click
very
it back
great.
again.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna click it.
I want to have the bet
There's-
leads.
yeah, there's no way I just call here because when he makes it polarized like this, I mean, 3-way with these kind of action, 1 big blind, raise 2 big blind, we're like messing around and he's pissed off at this point. So I just click it back, not even 2x.
He can't even have anything though.
Well,
The straight could have got
Yeah,
there on the
straight.
turn, like he could have the straight here.
yeah, could have the
You can have it
straight, you
then.
could have.
If
If
pocket
he has a
nines,
straight, it's
pocket
good.
ten.
So,
A big
There's a lot he could
draw.
have here.
Oh.
He could have a good 10 as well.
You can have a big draw. So
So
he won't have
ju-
a 10.
He just calls, but when he calls the click on the turn, this is like, wow. Like he has something here that is gonna.
Yeah.
hopefully it. Let it.
So,
Aye.
so
Fish. The fish is in the
Jack
boat.
gets
Oh, that is a good river.
it.
Yeah. All right.
so what do you
It's
guys like to do here?
Jam.
Check.
Ah,
Jam,
okay.
but
You
And
can't
then he
check.
had ace ten.
Yeah, well, you were getting there anyway.
Wow.
All the clever play got you was, I think 2 extra big blinds from all in.
Yeah.
That's what that did.
Or 1. Yeah.
No, 2, because he put in,
Yeah,
because he
it
called
to
the 1, he
jam
called the 1
11.
big blind bet and then he put in 1 more and he would have folded. to-
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So here, Mr. Mammal, three bets me, and then I'm looking at this hand, which is a call on the chart, and my perception population does not three bet bluff enough. So I let it go. But he's already starting to get on my nerves.
You're the second time he three bet you?
Yeah.
Or third? No.
But the thing that gets
Also
on my
small.
nerves the most is that he three bets me small every time, like he wants to give me the good price. Alright, so this was an interesting one.
Taking the good price with Jack 10 suited is not bad.
No, I would never fold there, Louis.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hand that you want the good price with.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you look at the,
ICM,
if you
you
look at
could
the
fold.
chart, it's always gonna call, but if we look at the EVs from these charts, okay? The suited tens are always gonna struggle. And these charts have been made against opponents that bluff perfectly and often enough. And my perception of the game is that they never meet the required three bet frequency. Maybe this guy is, maybe he's the exception on the 10,000 player field, but overall, they're never bluffing enough. And when we look at queen 10 suited, king 10 suited, jack 10 suited, if we look at the EV, because you know, we have good charts, right?
Less than one
Says
EV.
Call and fold, but exactly just the EV for my particular hand is extremely small.
Yeah, it's less than one.
Yeah, so it's extremely
Against a normal
small.
three bet range.
So like, I don't need to call, simple as that. I can just get away from it and like I was exploiting like this, my population for a little while, but then I heard Bert Stevens say it on a stream. So he
Yeah.
said he never defends the chart against three bets. So I just, now I know that my trick has a solid base.
I do that also. I don't defend enough. And if I see someone three betting a lot, and I have a lot of
Yeah,
stats,
yeah, sure, sure.
then I
I'm
start
gonna,
four betting them.
yeah,
not,
I'm gonna
uh,
start to make plays when I realize that he's just out of line here. So under the gun opens, Mr. Pokar, the net goes all in.
And then you fold against the
Fold, easy fold.
You guys don't rumble here.
No,
net. If it's
never.
really a nit, then I would fold.
Well, what's the rule on early position raise, re-raises? Tens, jacks plus, ace, queen plus, ace, king off,
That's
right?
25.
Yeah, but this guy has a bounty here. Don't
I was
forget.
about- Those rules don't apply when there's bounties. Half of the prize pool is on the table. as
This guy's
opposed to,
got
like,
86 bigs too. He could absolutely cripple you, so.
Yeah,
He's
that's
the one that's gotta
thing.
be him being covered though means he's the one that needs to be respectful.
Yeah, true.
Right, so the
Normal
thing
calling
is here,
Yeah, I think
Tens
stepping
plus and
behind
ace
you
king.
is what scares me most here. I mean,
Kings or queens there is gonna wreck you, so.
yeah, so I thought that as much as I wanted to play for the bounty, this guy rips, this guy's already a nip and he rips into an early position open.
I would
Yeah.
fold. That's the
So
reason
I
would
went
fold.
with the fold
Kinda easy fold, I think.
and then, yeah,
Great.
Boom, kings. There we
Oh, man, you had 30%. Louis, you had 30%.
I know,
go.
but I just thought it was too strong of a ranges here.
Yeah.
And then this guy was also too deep, so if I ISO it's.
Oh my
If you call, he
god.
rips, you lose
For
22.
Chippy V, it's
Yeah.
tens plus and ace king that can call.
Feels like survivor's
25
bias to
maybe.
me.
Yas, you said, that if he's through, if they're three betting you a lot, you'll start four betting them more. What number is a lot to you? If you're looking at their HUD
That's
stat?
good.
Depends on
That's a
position,
good
of course.
question. That's a good question.
No, I'm talking about
I'd
just,
say above 12 is somebody
10
who's
plus.
betting liberally.
okay.
Are we very early in the tournament?
We're 136 hands in.
Okay.
No,
That league
no, it's-
tournament
no,
and it's
it's-
still early.
So the bounty, it's more important early. Like when you see them, when you see their stack cut down into half, and they have one bounty, you're supposed to go after them.
Yeah. So here I went with a small bet. Just get away with it. Oh, You don't get a tree, and this is an interesting hand. What do you guys like to do here?
This could probably be check raised at some frequency. I get kind of nervous because he's so short is my only problem.
I would
With
like
it.
to have a club, and then that's my randomizer.
Yeah, I was just thinking you kind of wrap around the 4 a little bit. He shouldn't have a ton of 8s in his opening range.
So how does the big blind defend on pair
Low
board?
jack, huh?
Check raise.
Check raise.
We mostly defend by raising. Is this a good candidate?
Good question. I don't know. I would think it's probably okay at some frequency.
It's on 25 big blinds deep. Ooh.
That's the problem, right? He is fairly short.
I'm gonna,
Eight.
I'm gonna check. raise.
8,
Oh,
4.
what do you guys say? Is this more like a 20 big blind or a 30 big blind?
I
25.
have 25 in front of me.
Yeah, but you don't have sims. Oh, maybe you do.
Oh, you don't have a club?
I have GTO wizard, so I have sim.
Okay, 25. All right.
And
Yeah.
Galen,
What does it
you
say?
said we wrap, you said we wrap around.
Go to the
four.
flop.
I think
What
that's.
was his bet size, Louis?
Sorry, what did you say, Scott?
I was saying, you pointed out we wrap around the 4, which is true, but I think it's irrelevant because he doesn't ever play 3-4, so we don't block any of his 4s.
We can't
No,
improve really, so I'm gonna check raise.
What I say, what I say wrap around the 4 is some of the range that we do check raise. contains a
75%
4.
check raise. Oh, what? I have the wrong 4.
Say that again?
Some of what we do check raise is 4x. So wrapping around that, it's kind of like the same reason we, check raise cards that wrap around, an 8. We would check raise like 7x, I'm sure. Like
Yeah.
7.
but I-
Yeah,
but
also
I
you
thought
have
that's
4-3
because- I
off,
thought that's because
that
we
kind of
block, the reason we do that is that we block his 7-8. So we're betting into his strongest range less often. And in this case.
Right, well, it's the same idea, yeah, like,
Right.
we're blocking the combos that he has of.
Exactly. And I'm just saying in
trips that
this
he can have.
particular case, we're not.
Yeah, I mean, I think what Scott's saying, because I agree with the question is, I mean, the 3, he doesn't have the 3 anyway, does he?
Yeah,
Yeah, but we have
if we had the
4-3.
if we had 5s, for example, if we had 5s, not just that they're bigger than 4s, if he opens 5-4 suited, then we block that.
It's actually
but if
without
he does
club,
open 4s
we
recently,
raise
he
less.
doesn't.
Or more. You raise more without club, Louis.
What's the starting stack on this thing?
25.
25K? How much?
Oh, I don't
have
know.
a big stack. I don't know what's your question but I have like 4 or 5 stacks now.
Oh, the
I went with
starting
the
stack.
raise. Went with the check raise here because my perception of pair boards is that we mostly defend by raising and that this was gonna be in there and I mean,
True.
it's a
It's
thing.
a-
It's a
Yep.
thing.
I like it.
So he stuffs it. So what
I'm
do you
gonna
guys
call.
think this-
I actually think he's supposed to do this with like ace, king with a club, shit like that, so I'm gonna call.
Yeah, I'm kinda with Ken. I think after you check raise this, you're probably indifferent, but I think you need a call. He's just gonna have. Club hands and like maybe ace, king with ace of clubs that just say, screw it, I'm all in.
3s actually fold.
It's tough, man. Do they fold?
On this sim, it depends, but on the other one, what is GTO Wizard saying?
Fold now.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not folding.
well, the thing is here is that. we
Also
have
depends on the
bounty.
sizing. I don't have the exact sizing you have, so that's.
Yeah, but also there's a $25 bounty here that I need to
Yeah.
consider. So
He's not, I don't even think he's supposed to ever respond this way, which is weird.
5s are calling 100% and 3s are folding, so it's close.
His 5s beat a 4. Because,
Yeah, but he's not having a 4. That's the.
yeah. So I went with the call and our
Oh, ace
opponent
four
just
suited.
had aces.
That's unfortunate.
And then I was like, oh my God, so much for check.
So he's never
raise.
supposed to do that with
Wow.
aces. I don't think he's ever supposed to do this with aces, honestly.
Yeah, well, it
Low
happened.
jack. Yeah, very small frequency. Yes, he's supposed to do it with ace four, so fives are a bit dead.
That makes some sense.
What am I supposed to do here?
Fold.
Hold.
Yeah.
How big is his bounty?
We can't say, but it's probably a starting bounty.
You got it. That is very important, especially when it's early. Like you got a
Yeah.
bounty hunt, man.
I think it's a relevant question, yeah.
Yeah. I am extremely aggressive on bounty hunting, man.
PKO players are like, oh wow, it's a close spot with 6-5 here.
Yeah, it's like not even a joke.
Yeah, I mean, if the bounty power is like 2-1, you need like 5 or 8% less equity. You might as well just call with anything.
Yeah. So what do you guys think my betting strategy should be here? Because for me, there's two concepts that are leading me different paths that apply here. So first off, it's a king eye board. So on king eye board, I should see bet the flop small almost every time, around 80% of the time, right?
But
But the thing is here, there's two key cards for the big blind. And when there's two key cards for the big blind, we need to polarize. So is this a hand I want to polarize with? Or is this a hand I want to range bet call with?
At least you block
For me,
6-5.
like, yeah, for me, like
4,
these
10,
two
5.
concepts collide in not a good fashion here. Because I want to range bet, but then, tough spot, so.
Is your, maybe your decision's indifferent?
I would bet small because we have interaction with the 5.
I
on that
thought
board.
most king eye boards where I'm just gonna see bet small in position. He calls and I'm like, yeah, great.
Now you can size up, actually, I think.
Well, is this a good card for me or a good card for the big blind?
Well, it interacts with your
blind, yes,
5,
mostly.
so.
We're looking at 3K cards for the big blind. And if he was
Yeah,
calling with a
way better for the
7,
big blind.
nothing changed for him, right? And if he was calling with a flush draw, we're likely to win at showdown against it unless.
The difference is if he calls flop with a 4 or 7, you can get him to start folding those now with another bet.
You think a 7 is gonna fold on an
I
8
think he's
turn?
supposed to lead a lot.
I mean, if he has just a 7 and no redraws, he needs to start folding when you size up here, I think.
Yeah, and I did pick up a bit of equity, so betting here wouldn't be this bad, right? With the 5 in my hand, I pick up a hair of equity, so betting again is probably okay.
And you
But-
block the nut straight. I'd probably go like close to pot here, honestly, like 80%.
Yeah, well, I went with the check because there's now 3K cards for the big line. And then I don't think like 9-7 is gonna fold when the 8 comes. Like if it was a queen, a 10, a jack, or any good key card for imposition, I would bet here. But that's a key card for him, so I'm more cautious here. And then check. Now here, what I'm thinking is that I'm winning against flush draws. And a 7, it's brick for a 7. So
I'm
is
not
there
bluffing
any
that.
merit in trying to get him off a 7? I don't, with this run out.
My bluff's on the turn, I'm
It's
checking.
hard if you check the turn to get him off a 7.
Yeah, so I check back and he has a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The solver
Was
likes
it
to,
A7?
Yeah.
That was
bet ace
A7,
5
right?
on each.
What's the solver do, Joss?
Betting ace 5 on the turn.
Yeah.
Todd's like, we're gonna take our time. in this."
So
Which
that's,
size?
Simmed at 35 big blinds.
How big?
35.
35%?
No, 100% almost.
Oh, large pot, yeah, large bet, that's what I thought.
Large bet.
So that's a bluff the river? You're saying yes?
No, the turn.
Oh,
What do you guys like to do here on this type of texture with this hand?
I'd like to
I'm
bet
see that.
small,
bet range.
small probably too, big ones.
Small.
Yeah, if you bet range on the previous board, you should bet range here also.
Yeah.
If
Same-
there's
it's-
one
it's
hand
the
you
same
want to
board.
check back with, it's top set though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 8 and 4
Yeah,
is
but if
decent
you're
for
range
him,
betting,
and
you
it's,
can't check. I mean, the
2
check
tone.
back, when it
50%.
looks like you should be c betting is almost a flare.
Alright, so this is just a range bet small type of spot.
Yeah.
So I bet small, he calls,
Please.
pick up an ace on the turn,
Size
call,
up.
Dies up.
and then ace with the ace of hearts here, he checks.
Double flush board.
So I should go, this looks to me like it's.
Small bet.
strategy. It's 104.
Heads up.
Yeah.
So 65% here. So he checks. I go, I think this is 80%. This is probably a bit greedy for my type of hand. 80% is mostly used with top pairs here.
Yeah,
With this one,
this is protection, huh?
yeah, we just mostly go 104.
Not a huge mistake, though.
Yeah, and then he calls,
Nice.
then he checks this river. And then what do you guys like to do here?
Yeah,
Which size, how many chips does he have?
hoping he has 2 pair or set.
Covers Louis.
I jam.
Only 2 pairs beat, 2 combos beat you. Big.
All in. The sim wants to go all in here,
Most of the time, at least. Yeah.
and we shall not disappoint the sim.
Yeah.
And he calls.
Oh, sweet.
Ace, jack.
Blocking the front door flush with the
Yeah.
ace.
Yeah, so I think he should, like, say, for example, he 3-bets, I 4-bet, he falls, he's gonna save a fortune with his hand. Like slow playing it against like late position, middle position open. Not so good here, not so good. And if you're gonna make top pair and not ever fold, but I've been really aggressive, right? I've been 3-betting and bet jamming, and then, you know, so it's kind of tough for him to lay it down, but
Yeah, I've seen you
especially with
playing-
the ace of diamond here, he probably doesn't want to make this call too much because he blocks the bluffs.
I only see
Yeah,
the
but
nuts
you're
if you
not
can,
supposed to bluff with the ace of diamond, so he's supposed to call with his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good hand to call you down with. I actually don't hate how he plays it. Besides, like
I'm not
three
I'm
betting.
not a fan of his call round. Let's see. Rips, oh, he has a call.
Can you go over
Yeah.
this? You're not
Yeah.
supposed to bluff with the ace of diamonds comment again?
But the thing is, when he holds the ace of diamonds here in his hand, it's less, like, say the turn was not an ace here. Okay, say the turn is a break, okay? When he holds the ace of diamonds, it blocks the fact, like, I'm not gonna show him ace 5 of diamond as a bluff here. So when he has the ace of diamond in his hand, he's blocking my bluffs.
Normally that's true, but because of the-
Yeah, but I thought
less
what I
important.
just heard was that you're generally not gonna be bluffing. You might be like,
said it,
what I heard was like, if this was a 10 of diamonds, it might be more
If
of a
it's a
blocker than
lower
the ace of
diamond,
Joss, I think Louis misspoke. I think he didn't mean to say, I'm not gonna bluff with the ace of diamonds. I think he meant to say, I'm not gonna call with the ace of diamonds.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
he
but
shouldn't be
that's less
calling too
important,
much because he's
ace of
blocking my
diamonds, yeah.
bluffs with the ace of diamonds.
You don't
Hey,
bluff
Lou-
the ace of diamonds here, do you?
Yeah, I thought it was Cash or somebody else was making a different point. That's what I was.
Yeah,
But
Hey,
Louis,
Louis,
do you bluff the ace of diamond here? With
well,
top
the
pair?
eight, it's there, it's, no, that's the thing. I'm
So now
talking
the ace
about
of
a
diamonds
different
is-
turn.
Indifferent.
Yeah,
yeah, that's
Hey,
what-
Louis?
you're not bluffing with the ace of diamond if it's blank. If you have like ace jack off with the ace of diamond, you're not supposed to bluff with that.
yeah.
At least
Alright.
now she's blocking ace queen of diamond.